What's up, YouTube? Ryan back today with the Week 16 minor league update. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. A little shorter week this week. We had the Futures game and a little bit of the All-Star break for the MLB, so minor league baseball took a couple of days off too. A lot of these numbers might be a little bit higher than we're used to because they only played 2 or 3 games. So yeah, we're going to jump into it pretty quick here. Nobody in rookie ball. We're going to jump straight into single A. As always, if you guys like these recaps, please give a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments what you think of this recap. The dates for this video is from July 17th to July 23rd. So if I forgot anyone, left anyone out at any level, put their name and stat line for that period of time down below. All right, let's jump into single A. First player up, Marcelo Meyer, over 3 games this week, 364 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 1136 OPS. He had a triple, a double, 4 hits in 3 games, walked 3 times on top of that, 1 being intentionally. Marcelo Myers, he's looked pretty solid. He's looked very good this year. I would say a little underwhelming for the 4th overall pick in low A, but nonetheless, very solid first year for him. Excited to see what he does the second half of the season. I think he's going to get even better. Next up, Kevin Alcantara, over 3 games this week, 455 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 1136 OPS. He had a triple, 5 hits in 3 games. He walked twice on top of that, stole a base. Alcantara, another player. He's young. He just turned 20. He's having a good year. He's having a very solid year. He's hitting like 275 with a 365 on base percentage, like over 800 OPS. Very solid year for Kevin Alcantara. I love him as a prospect. 6'6", 188. Like, sign me up for Kevin Alcantara. He looks really good this year. Don't blink as James Wood is doing James Wood things. 2 home runs this week and just absolutely crushes baseballs. That's what he does. James Wood this week over 3 games, 308 batting average, but a 400 on base percentage, 1169 OPS because he did have those 2 home runs. 2 of his 4 hits this week were home runs. He had 4 hits in 3 games. He walked once on top of that, got beaned once. James Wood, he's 19. He's almost 20, but he is an absolute freak. 6'7", 240, and he has some really good bat control. He has some really good bat-to-ball skills. I am excited for James Wood moving forward. And our short week MVP at low A is Jackson Chourio, who's been doing it all year. He's been a stud this year. Only played 2 games this week, so I know the MVP thing's not as relevant this week in my opinion. But anyways, over 2 games this week, 444 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 1389 OPS. He had 4 doubles in 2 games. Those are all of his hits. 4 doubles. Really impressive there. He walked on top of that. So, awesome week. Love the extra base hits. 4 doubles in 2 games. Oh, yeah. Moving into high A, Tyler Soderstrom got every ounce of this baseball. Oh, my goodness. Soderstrom over 3 games this week. 333 batting average. 429 on base percentage. 1012 OPS. He had that home run. He had 4 hits in 3 games. Walked twice on top of that. Starting to look a lot better. I've been very impressed with his power this year. That was his 17th home run. He showed power last year. If he can just get on base more consistently, hit for a better average, watch out. Soderstrom is a special talent. Next up, one of my boys, Aaron Zavala, makes the list this week. Over 3 games, 462 batting average. Didn't walk at all, so 462 on base percentage, but he had 1154 OPS. He had a home run, 6 hits in 3 games, 3 RBIs on top of that, and stole a base. Next up, the Martian, Jason Dominguez, is up at high A, and he goes Oppo Taco. Been very impressed with Jason from the right-handed batter's box this year. Jason Dominguez also hit a home run in the Futures game as a right-handed hitter. So 2 home runs really this week. Only one's going to count, though. Over 2 games this week, 444 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 1278 OPS. He had that home run, 4 hits in 2 games, walked once on top of that, stole 2 bases. The talent's there. Can he be consistent? We're going to find out. Next up, Noel Marte, over 3 games, 385 batting average, 429 on base percentage, 1275 OPS. He had another home run this week. 5 hits in 3 games, 7 RBIs on top of that. Loved that. And he walked once. He is on fire. Noel Marte is back to where we thought he was going to be this year. He is completely made up for his slow start this year. He's having a good season. Next up, PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, makes it look easy going the other way. He's starting to get comfortable at high A. Pete Crow Armstrong, like I said, getting comfortable at high A. He's over an 800 OPS now there. Over 2 games this week, 300 batting average. Didn't walk, but he had 1,000 slugging, 13 OPS because he had 2 home runs in those 2 games. Back-to-back games with home runs. He had a double, 3 hits in those 2 games. He had 2 RBIs. So, really solid week. Love seeing the power out of Pete Crow Armstrong. That's the one thing that he's starting to show is there, especially with like those opposite field home runs. I'm excited for Pete Crow Armstrong. I like him a lot. Next up, Kyle Manzardo, and this is someone that's just been under the radar all year. Second rounder in the 2021 draft last season. Over 2 games this week, 444 batting average, didn't walk, so 444 on base percentage too. 1333 OPS. He had a home run, a double, 4 hits in 2 games. Guys, Kyle Manzardo is legit. Look what he's doing this season. I like doing this for the guys that we might not know as much of, but he's 21 years old, playing at high A, so maybe just a little old for the age group, but he is dominating. 309 batting average, 412 on base percentage, 989 OPS. Just having an awesome year. The guy's starting to look really legit. Next player up, Endy Rodriguez, who hasn't been on the recap, I don't think, at all this year. Making his debut this week, hit 2 home runs. This week over 2 games, 286 batting average, 333 on base percentage, but 1143 slugging and a 1476 OPS. He had 2 home runs. Both of his hits this week were home runs. Scored 3 runs. He had 4 RBIs. He walked once. It's a player that a lot of people like. I have never really been on the Endy Rodriguez train myself, but had to include him because he had an awesome week. And our MVP at high A, and oh my goodness, Alex Ramirez is starting to become one of my favorite prospects to watch. The way he pimps his home runs is like nobody else in the minor leagues right now. He's like an absolute twig up there and pimps his home runs. It's crazy. Over 3 games this week, 615 batting average, 643 on base percentage, 1154 slugging, 1797 OPS. He had 2 home runs, one being that grand slam. He had a double, 8 hits in 3 games, 11 RBIs in 3 games. He walked once. He stole a base. Yo, this guy is legit. He's only 19 years old. He's not even halfway through his 19-year-old season. He's up at high A. He's performing well. Anthony Volpe is looking like Anthony Volpe from last year. He has been on a tear lately. Over 2 games this week, 375 batting average, 333 on base percentage, so he got a hit and got thrown out somewhere. 1083 OPS. He had a home run, 3 hits in 2 games, 3 RBIs. Yo, Anthony Volpe's back. He's been looking good for over a month now. I don't think there's much to worry about him. Just turned 21. Next up, Andy Pahe sent this ball to the moon. He might be the best pull hitter in the minor leagues. The power is absurd. I don't love that he always pulls the ball. I'd like to see him go opposite field more. But man, does he do it well. Over 2 games this week, 333 batting average, 1111 OPS. He had a home run, a double, 3 hits in 2 games, 2 RBIs on top of that. Man, so much power from Pahes. I cannot wait to see what he keeps doing this season. He's having a very solid year at AA. Oscar Colas just moved up to AA, and he is not slowing down at all. There's a reason why he's so highly ranked in that White Sox organization. Colas over 2 games, 375 batting average, 1125 OPS. He had a home run, 3 hits in 2 games. Yo, I have never been on the Colas hype train, but he's starting to impress me a little bit. He's starting to look really good. Next up, Christian Encarnacion Strand. I would say this is probably maybe not the surprise of the year because he was a very good hitter in college, but someone that has been very impressive this year that I don't think a lot of people had on their radar. I had a couple guys that put him on my radar during the draft when he got drafted. Be like, yo, watch out for this guy. And they've been pretty correct this year. Just moved up to AA pretty recently, but he is killing it there. Over 3 games this week, 500 batting average, 929 slugging, 1429 OPS. He had a home run, a triple, a double, 7 hits in 3 games, 4 RBIs, stole a base. He hit for the cycle. So far, in like 2 weeks at AA, he is, let's just look it up. This is what he's done at AA this year. Just pause and check it out. So impressive so far. John Kenzie Noel's power is just different. This dude has tree trunks as legs and just destroys baseballs. It helps when you're 250 pounds. It definitely makes the ball go farther, but over 2 games this week, 375 batting average, 1125 slugging, 1500 OPS. He had 2 home runs in 2 games. I don't know if Noel's ever going to be a consistent batting average guy, but I can tell you right now he's going to be a consistent home run guy because he might be the best home run hitter in the minor leagues. Next up, another player that's just been on fire lately, Brian Rocio, just absolutely on a tear. He's one of those guys that started off really slow, just like so many other players this year, and he's on fire. Rocio this week over 3 games, 455 batting average, 539 on base percentage, 1,000 slugging, 1539 OPS. He had 2 home runs, 5 hits in 3 games, 2 walks on top of that. I'm so happy to see him playing well again because I like him as a prospect a lot. He's only 21 years old. Pretty much a perfect replacement for the Guardians for Lindor. Like almost picture perfect twin of Lindor. But man, Is he on fire lately? And I want to include this one just in case anybody forgot about the first rounder for the Colorado Rockies back in 2019. Michael Toglia hit 3 home runs this week. Toglia, he's definitely fallen off the radars, but I wanted to include him here just because first rounder still shows signs that he could be very good. And this week is a good example of that. Over 2 games, 375 batting average, but a 1,500 slugging, 1875 OPS. That's because he had 3 home runs. All 3 of his hits were home runs, 6 RBIs. He's been inconsistent. His power has been consistent throughout the minor leagues, but he just needs to hit the ball more consistently. Strikes out a lot. And our MVP at AA, and maybe my favorite prospect at AA, Sal Fraelich, has been so good his entire minor league career. And I love it because he's small. I love small prospects just to like them. I don't buy their stuff to project them to have amazing MLB careers or hit a ton of home runs. But Sal Fraelich's a special little player. This dude is so good. Was super good at Boston College, was super good last year, and he keeps moving up levels of the Brewers organization and just not slowing down. This week over 3 games, 667 batting average, 692 on base percentage, 1333 slugging, 2026 OPS. I don't think that's going to happen very often. There's not going to be very many weeks where he hits 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 8 hits in 3 games, a walk, stole 2 bases. Like, just look what Sal Fraelich's done this year. Like, he's kind of been low-key this year, but over 66 games, hitting 316. He's hitting 326 at AA this year. Sign me up for Sal Fraelich, even though he don't hit home runs. Jumping into AAA, Braden Shoemake, over 3 games, 333 batting average, 385 on base percentage, 1051 slugging at a home run, a double, 4 hits in 3 games, walked once. Fun little prospect here. Who knows, with Ozzie Albies struggling, might see him up at second base here shortly. I'm just waiting for Pedro Leon to get his call because this dude just consistently crushes baseballs at the AAA level. Oh my goodness. Leon this week over 3 games, 308 batting average, 400 on base percentage, 1169 OPS. He had 2 home runs, 4 hits in 3 games, walked twice, stole a base. Very solid prospect, and he crushes baseballs. Next up, Michael Busch. He's just been doing his thing all year. Just a very MLB-ready player. I'd want him to get his debut because he has earned it at this point. Just a solid home run to center field. Busch over 3 games, 400 batting average, 539 on base percentage, 1339 OPS. He had a home run, a double, 4 hits in 3 games, 2 RBIs on top of that. Walked 3 times too. Just bring him up. Give him a chance. Come on, Dodgers. I know you have a good team, but he deserves it. And the player rounding out the video this week, Gerard Encarnacion, has just different type of power, man. He just crushes baseballs too. So many players these days that just have so much power. Gerard over 3 games this week, 375 batting average, 643 on base percentage. Love that. 1125 slugging, 1768 OPS. He had 2 home runs, 3 hits in 3 games, but he walked 6 times in 3 games. Absolutely love that. He got a little taste of MLB. I think they just brought him up kind of to fill a position. I don't think they brought him up with any intention of keeping him there, but I think he's going to get another chance here shortly. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for the Week 16 recap. That was fun. Honestly, 2 days ago, I was like, oh man, this recap's going to be like, should I even do it? Like, is it going to be worth it or not? And then after going through all the numbers, I was like, heck yeah, we're doing this. So many good performers, a lot of top prospects too, just balling out this week. So a lot of fun there. I know with short weeks, could love or hate some of these guys a little less, a little bit more, but it was fun regardless. Again, if I forgot anyone between July 17th and July 23rd, drop their name and stat line down below so both myself and whoever's watching this video can check it out. But yeah, that's going to do it for the recap today. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. See ya!